What is up today? We are back inside the F2 series, and today we're going to see if good old Jack, because last time he done quite well in the last round, can he do a lot better today? Look, let's hand it now over to your commentators. Your brother right here. I'm kidding. Let's send it over to your commentators, Mr. Travis, with his very commentative voice. Practice number 1 starts here this weekend, and we are at Monaco for the second round of the F2 series. After Bahrain and quite impressive performance from good old Jack, doing an amazing job last time out, and now has to face the grueling circuit of Monaco. This place is very much grueling, very much unpredictable on what is to happen. But I guess we'll see. What does this track need? Everybody might be wondering. What does this track need to be able to perform well? Well, that is the question that we're all asking ourselves. That is mainly good car pace. It's mainly good car pace. And if you can stick that together, if you can stick good car pace together and knowledge of the track, you will come out of this weekend with a W in your hands. Now, also remembering this weekend, in practice, we only have 3 pairs of softs. There is only available to everybody 3 pairs of softs for the weekend. The rest are ultra softs and possibly mediums, depending. I'm not sure. But those are the only tyres that we have at the weekend. This will be quite interesting here. This will be quite interesting because knowledge of the track is important for this weekend. But young Jack, at the moment, sitting third with a 1 minute 27.121. Sitting third at the moment. Not that much knowledge of the track, being new and an F3. And I don't go to Monaco. Yeah, so that's some data that we know of Jack. We know he's an Aussie. So being over here in Monaco, he does not know this track whatsoever. So getting knowledge of this track is way harder than trying to even get your foot onto the brake. Yeah, that's how hard it is. Because trying to get your foot onto the brake here, just there, is so hard because the braking mark is so tight, and you're picking. Do I stop? Oh, there Jack runs into the wall. That is not good. He's ready to the wall. And luckily this weekend, being young Jack, he will get the infinite flashbacks after the manager has talked to the FIA and said, young Jack, he does not know this circuit as much as everybody else does. But remember, everybody else will get 5 flashbacks for the weekend. Whereas Jack here will get the infinite flashbacks for all sessions.
I've done this track before, guys. I've never done this track. It's pretty hard.
Welcome back to our live coverage here of F1 Monaco 2023. This weekend. F1 2023 here this weekend. Or F2, let's say. And I guess now, heading into this weekend, after coming off quite an easy track from Bahrain and then you head to Monaco, I must say, it is quite the switch. Yeah, it is. It's a massive switch, and trying to get the car pulled up in some positions is quite hard, and this track is grueling. Yep. 1 foot wrong and you are in the fence. Because this place is technically just fenced barrier. Yeah. If you can't get it right, it's technically impossible to... Yeah. Technically impossible to get through this track without... Oh, there you go. I guess this weekend's just really about practice. Trying to get to know the track. Yeah, so really being the race strategy, this is important. Because then the team knows what knowledge he has of the track. This is important. I mean, he definitely has the car pace. Definitely. Easy car pace. But it's also just the wonder of what's going to happen. So, meanwhile, good old Jack, not knowing the track, he's gone 2.5 seconds up. That's a classic. A 1 minute 24.1. Wow. That is quite the lap, I must say. And it's going to rain in Armour qualifying. We've got an interesting session to come. There's Marcus Armstrong on screen right now. He's currently on his lap. We'll see what he can do. Currently sitting 22nd and 16th in the standings with 1 point to his name and just margin in last round by a millimetre. Marcus Armstrong rolling around this circuit. Quite a grueling circuit, actually. So, it's also just remembering that it's... People at home, you might be wondering, oh, this track looks easy. It is really not easy. You can see there Marcus Armstrong. Really slow through that part of the corner there. Let's be right on board. So, final part of the session for practice. At least for young Jack. So, this will be the last couple of times he has to go out there until Armour qualifying. Which will literally be coming up next. So this is critical here. And this is information for Armour qualifying. This is information for Armour qualifying. Now, remembering these soft tyres, you push them a bit too hard through a corner, and I promise you they will not like it one tad. These softs are they're very vulnerable in certain corners to wear, to who knows what. But you can see in the graph down in the bottom right hand the tyres and how worn they are already heading into this session. So already here we're looking very good because on the graph at the top of the screen it's showing purple. So there's some good tyre management from this young man. And now he's taking this fully seriously. And he seems to have now got a bit of information to the track. But does he have the information for the wet? Possibly not. He's rubbed the fence and he's got no front wing now. So now he's got to take extra care. Yeah. Extra care. And this thing will not turning into the corner. So that means now he's going to have to stop it a tad bit earlier than what normal. And this meaning And there you go. There's evidence. It will not turn. And Delta, man, does that not like it. And he's dropped by a margin. Watch the Delta. What's the time going to be? Still a very nice job. 24.6. So that's still a really good time. If he's throwing that up in certain... If he's throwing those numbers out in this session, he'll be good. Yeah, in this session, but qualifying, oh man, it's a lot more scarier once you get to qualifying because it's meant to rain. Marcus Armstrong, 4th position at the moment, 1:27.1. His fastest time there, and he's 4th at the moment. And I think this is his. Let's see how many laps he's done. He's only done 4 laps, so this is his 4th lap on these set of tyres. Not bad. So he must have only went out on the track a little while ago. But here we go. Skip the rest of practice. It's now going to come down to Armour qualifying. You can see dark clouds up in the top right there. That shows rain is coming. And
quick look at the classification at the end of the session. Then here are your top 3.
Here we go. Armour qualifying. The career for F2. Oh, yeah, he doesn't like that sight. He's like, why is it raining? No, it's not meant to be raining. Why is it meant to rain? So that's how wet it is out there. Yeah, let's get it out there. Certain words from Michael there. Let's get it out there. Let's throw a lap in. Let's see what the track is like. Let's see if there's any grip. There is possibly no grip. People will be wanting to get out there as soon as possible. That says people. I just saw an engineer there take the car off the Go Jacks. Armour qualifying. This is some critical stuff. This is where you want to be in full control. This is Armour qualifying for F2, and it's not just a normal Monaco. It's wet, and it's vicious, and it's furious. It is. The track is drenched out there. There's not a single piece of rubber out on the track there. Not a single piece of rubber laying down out onto the track. Remember, these few laps are just going to be getting used to the track, knowing how much grip there is. Meaning through this slow corner, just barely. Watch his face. Watch the face reaction. That's how wet it is out there. That is how wet. You cannot make a mistake, really. Look at that. There's going to be multiple times where he's going to have to do that. Run it really slow. Remember, there's 2 sprint races. So this weekend's not over. This weekend's not over by a mile. There's still 3 races to go. Get these tyres up to temp because getting these tyres up to temp. Remember, it's critical because it's risky to go on a new set of tyres. Yeah, because wet tyres aren't easy to warm up. They are not easy. So these tyres are brick cold right now. It probably feels like you're rolling on hard tyres in the wet right now. But Jackie, he's taking it on very nicely. You know, he's just taking it really slow. Oh, that was vicious over the curb there. He really went all that curb. But here we go, Armour qualifying. Lap 1 for young Jack. Through turn 1. And those curbs, man, they'll be more slipperier. Then it's slipperier outside right now. Here you go. Through turn 2. Making that very nicely, the long left-hander. And then into the right-hander. Bring it up and then a bit of a straight liner here. Into turn 5. And then this is the corner here. Turn 6, the slowest corner on our whole entire calendar. If you get it through there, you're good. Come out the other side. Get it into the apex. Nicely done. Into another slow part of the track. And he's doing very nicely here to be able to keep the car under stable. You know what would be good? As soon as these tyres start to see their last life, probably, I don't know, that, I'm not even going to say what I was about to say, because going onto new tyres would be painful, trying to get them warmed up. Oh! And the front tyres are not warm whatsoever, because trying to get that through that corner, the wing is gone! So let me just remind you here what no wing feels like. It feels like you're on, no wing literally feels like you've got no front grip whatsoever. No front tyre temp, no nothing in the front end. That's what it feels like in the wet. You cannot control it whatsoever. Liam Lawson does the fastest lap so far, 1:39.332. It's 18 seconds slower. I mean, I'm genuinely curious how that's even meant to happen. Jack, only the fastest lap, not the fastest lap, sorry. 1:40.874. And hands go on the eyes. You can tell he doesn't like the look of that. Here, what's the time going to be? It's 1:40.9. Guan Yu Zhou goes to the top with a 1:38.997. What a lap there for Guan Yu Zhou. Jack, I really don't think this is the weekend for him to be even close to arm or pole. Or can he throw in a miracle time like he did in practice? A miracle time? Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, oh, there you go, 26.7. First sector, amazing. He's over 0.5 up, half a tenth up in the first sector. The thing is, can he keep it going on these wet tyres in this wet condition? First lap for wets are no good. Just letting everybody know at home. First lap tyres on wets, no good. Don't even try it. And you can even see here, he's made a margin to the car behind, which is even better for his coincidental stands.
Didn't exceed track limits. I turned.
0.5 of a second up here. Half a tenth up here in the first sector. Now, really, what you've got to do here is... Oh, you can tell the force on the brake there.
Calculations, guys. My calculations. Calculations that I need to do to get this perfect. Yep.
Okay, so he's got the calculations perfect at the flashback, and he has to get it stopped here. Has to. It's critical. Get it turned out the other side, and he's done it nicely. But the Delta, it hates it. It does not like it, and he runs it a bit wide. And that is going to ruin his lap by miles. Maybe not, because on this part of the track, the Delta is liking it. 0.7. I mean, I'd be liking it as well. But the Delta now is saying, no, you've hit the wall. You cannot exceed or keep going with this lap because now it's in the red. What can he do here to be able to smash the lap together? Is it any good enough to move? It isn't. A 1:41.165. And being half a tenth up in the first sector, it is still not good enough. Not even close to good enough here. We're going to be a bit here on time certain. Here being this first part of this video, meaning 20 minutes. It's going to be a bit on time certain. And what we're reckoning here is once Armor qualifying is finished, it's approximately going to be a 23 minute long video. That is what we are guessing from our estimations. 23 minutes approximate here once this Armor qualifying session is finished. 0.4 down on this next lap. 0.4 down. So that's what we're looking at about 0.5 of a second to what we saw from your jack before. About 0.5 down. A jack here coming from practice and now going into this next session, possibly going to start outside the top 10.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car.
So you'll probably want to go out for a flyer here. And you can tell the anger on his face. He's just like, get this qualifying session done. People probably wish it was as easy as that. But at this point, it isn't. So inside the top 10 here, Jack. Just see what he can do here on this next lap. So those tyres have just... So those tyres of his has just sort of cooled down, and now he's got to go on for this third lap. Just sort of cool down a bit. And hopefully they have some sort of pace in them to put together some sort of lap. That's most of the time the problem is the tyres are just a bit hot to be able to actually put in a good lap. So the delta here says half a tenth up, and the first sector is really good in the first sector, but and then it just falls off in the second sector, and he's not able to make any time. And those front tyres have locked up just a tad. There in the front left, we probably would have saw the tyre stop just a tad. And that is called locking up. The second sector now. This is the part here. He's got to make this perfect. The braking marker has to be perfect. The braking marker here through the chicane, left and right, has to be perfect. Otherwise, you won't be able to stitch together a lap. There is still a few hard corners for Young and Jack to sort of go through, but I guess it's really about the rest of this part of the circuit here that he's really can't lose any time. See what he can do here in the second sector. Come out of there nicely. This is important. He's 0.9 of a second up into the second sector. This is going to be a good lap if he can stitch it together. He's got a few corners remaining. Braking arm, braking point. Lost a bit of time there, but he regains it. Final corner now, over the curb, but he rode that nicely. This is going to be an amazing time. What can he do? Is it good enough? It is, but it's only for 9th. A 1 minute 40.1. So that lap there was good enough for improvement. It was only good enough for a tiny improvement to only put him 9th. 1 minute 40.192. So still, these tyres aren't showing their full capability. He needs to really smack together a time. Because everybody else, they're not worried about their times right now. They're worried about what other people can do. That's true. They are there. Everybody else is worried about what other people can do. And then there's people out here that are really battling the wet, really battling their contemplations on life, really. about, coming to this round. See what he can do, but the Delta did sort of shoot up there, but he hasn't got past the 1 second, the Delta's saying not good enough, but still an improvement to the first sector, really, to what he did. And now he's really past that second marker. Can he now to aim for... Oh, there you go. That's... And it's just about a tad bit better, but he's just rammed the wall to the left side there. Unable to keep control of it. So we already know here from our opponent before the flashback that there's a purple, and it still stays that way. 13-2 to this lap now. Really liking where this lap's going, because he can now possibly, what we're looking at here, if he had kept going there, he would have lost a lot of time. It's just one little bump of the wall that can, didn't even notice that. I mean, that scrape done no damage, so I guess the game was okay with it, so he just kept going. Here we go. 2 corners to go. Out of here. Nice. Beautiful. Easy. What does he do? Important time here. Is this time good enough to put him to the top? It is. A 38.8. And that, my friend, is what we were looking for. 1.4 seconds. My friend, that is stunning. Stunning time. How far? 0.1 of a second. He done it to the first and second sector. And last lap, it was the second and third sector that had ruined it. But it was 0.1 of a second this time out. Very nice done. And that's exactly what he needed. Is he good enough? 0.12 of a second. Is it good enough? It can always change. It can always change. To what happens here and now. Guan Yu. Oh, he can't hold it. He can't hold the suspense that's out there. There's only 4 cars out there, but he can't hold the suspense.
3, 2, 1.
It's gonna be Jack on arm or pole. And that rain, you can see in the background there from the credits. Just it's showing. It's really showing. The rain is meant to disappear, but part 2 is coming up next. Right, sprint race is not too far away.
Goodbye for now.